Remote caravan movers, once the preserve of the wealthy caravaner, not anymore. Like most technical products, over time they're tweaked and developed and become more affordable. So, if you are looking for a caravan mover today, you'll find plenty to choose from. But which one will give you the best value for money? More choice means more confusion. Which is best? Most powerful or most durable? In short, what should you be looking for when buying a mover? Purple Line Limited are a UK-based company that have been designing and manufacturing caravan accessories for the last 10 years. They produce the Enduro and the Ego caravan mover systems, and they have always sought to follow a simple company philosophy to design, innovate, and improve. Purple Line understand how caravanners may become confused by manufacturers' claims, and so they decided to do something to clarify the situation. They decided to compare the mover markets themselves. They carried out controlled comparison studies on 7 of the market's leading brands. They tested for power, efficiency, performance, and durability, and aimed to establish a scientific basis on which caravanners could assess the facts for themselves. The movers on test. The movers chosen were all of a similar type and functionality and were designed to be fitted to a single-axle caravan. They included Purple Line Enduro EM4444, Purple Line Ego, Truma SR, Royal Titan, Power Touch Heavy Duty, Reich Cross Move, Rhino Charger Mover. In order to ensure the comparisons would be fair, all movers tested were fitted to the same caravan, a 2009 Eldus Explore 495. Checks were made to ensure correct and even tyre pressures, and the caravan weight was identical throughout all the tests. The same leisure battery was used during all tests, and checks were made to ensure a 12.5 volt output was maintained. First comparison: power. Essentially, you want to know how much power your caravan mover will put out. So, for this test, a measurement was taken of how much load the movers would be able to move on a flat, dry surface. The caravan was attached, via the hitch, to a static object, in this case a braked forklift truck weighing in at over 9,000 pounds. Shackles and strops attached both ends, and a device known as a load cell was connected up in the middle. When the caravan mover was operated, it pulled against the static object, and a measurement was taken via the load cell of the maximum force that each mover was able to exert. And this is how they scored. Second comparison: ramp test. Many caravanners say that they need a caravan mover primarily to get their caravan on and off a sloping driveway easily and safely. So a 2-part test was devised in order to find out which movers would climb the slope, and more crucially, what movers would hold firm on the slope. A pretty straightforward test. A set of 1 in 4 ramps was positioned in front of the caravan wheels, and each mover was then tested to see if it could propel the caravan to the top. If it could, the second test was to stop the caravan partway up the ramp and stop the mover. This was to test to see if the mover systems would prevent the caravan from rolling back when the mover was not being operated. Obviously, the prospect of your caravan rolling backward out of control is somewhat scary, and caravan movers should have a mechanism that acts as a brake and should prevent such an incident. Third comparison: current draw. It's one thing being the strongest, but you want to know how much energy it's taking out of your battery, or, to put it another way, how efficient the mover is. The method to compare all movers was split into 2 tests. First, a measurement was taken from the battery of how much energy the mover was drawing when in operation moving the caravan over the flat. Next, the same output measurement was taken when the caravan was being moved up a 1 in 4 ramp. Again, here are the results. So let's see how the movers fared. Okay, so we have looked at performance and we've shown you the figures. But what about price? This is a lineup again, and this time let's show you how much you'll be expected to pay for each one. Finally, there are a couple of other factors that you may want to consider when making your buying decision. Cross-actuation, a clever feature that lets you engage both mover rollers at once from either side of the Caravan. Useful if you park your Caravan close to a wall or just don't fancy the extra effort in having to do both sides. Most of our movers included this feature, but not all. Also, you may want to check and see how your motor mover will transmit power from motor to wheels. Most of our movers tested have precision cut gears, but not all. A mover system that features an offset gearbox is a good idea if you need to fit your mover around Caravan suspension units and shock absorbers. Most of our movers included this feature, but not all. Purple Line Limited design and manufacture the Ego and the Enduro, and obviously, they would like these models to be your choice when buying a motor mover. And when you're presented with the facts and figures, is there any other choice?